Well, it's cold, wet and drizzly on Wilden Marsh this Tuesday morning. The cattle are grazing the northern end of the tenant farmer's field and the rhombus field. The herd is now really well into winter grazing mode, which is good news because a shortage of cattle on the marsh has put me well behind this year. The cattle are happy enough, they're not complaining. In fact, they're eating everything they've refused to eat until now. I'm in the rhombus field. Winter grazing is going really well here. I'm midway along the rhombus field now. Brutus is totally involved with the job in hand here. It looks like Bill the calf has adopted Brutus as his mentor. There must be tasty, tender morsels under this dry grass. Wow, the rhombus field looks like a giant hay bale. Here the calves, Alex and Robert, are practicing grazing techniques, and it must be tough going. The rhombus field is wet, but not as wet as it usually is at this time of year. The next time I put the herd in the rhombus field will be September, and the vegetation will be so tall that the cattle will be hidden amongst it. Wayne and Waynetta are in their element in these wet ground conditions. Wayne and Tulip are halfway down the rhombus field. Waynetta is chewing willow scrub. The bark contains salicin, which is a natural aspirin. Perhaps she has a headache. A natural analgesic like salicin must be very useful to cattle and other animals that spend their entire lives out in all weathers. The marsh herd live in the open all year round, no matter what the weather throws at them. They're very hardy animals indeed. The marsh cattle rarely get ill, and standing in all that water doesn't seem to affect their hooves at all. They just need trimming now and again. I'm walking upstream of the rhombus field. The heronry is over the river and the contractors are brush cutting. They use the boat to get themselves and their tools onto the island. The Wilden Marsh volunteers cleared this area over the last 2 work days. Couldn't see in there before the work was done. I'm walking back along the South Riverside pasture now. This is the South Pool Sluice. It controls the amount of water escaping from the middle and south marshes. The escaping marsh waters drain into the River Stour here through a 10-inch clack valve.